Hi everyone, Fernell here with Nurturing Christ, and I am here to talk about pelvic floor exercises. I meant to jump on the live feed a long time ago, but my oldest daughter Faith has an ear infection and has been kind of crying and whimpering in her sleep, so I've been going up to just take care of her and make sure she's okay. Tony was supposed to be helping me, but he is sleeping. So, I won't throw any shots or insults towards him, but I'll just say he's sleeping, not helping. Anyway, who's here tonight? I've been going live every day at 9 o'clock, and I've been really enjoying it. On Monday we did motivational. No, we didn't. On Monday we did mom confessions. Monday mom confessions. On Tuesday we did Teach Tuesday. Today is Workout Wednesday, where we're talking about pelvic floor exercises and how do you do them. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about, tomorrow's Thursday, it'll be Testimony Thursday, so please join us at 9 o'clock, join me at 9 o'clock, and on Friday my family will be with me, well not my whole family, my husband will be with me, and that'll be a special gender name reveal. We'll be telling you the name of our son. But in regards to tonight, pelvic floor exercises and how do you do them? I'm just checking the baby monitor real quick. All right, so pelvic floor exercises. Now, I'm gonna tell you what the pelvic floor muscles hold and they support, and then I'm going to tell you the issues that you can have and why, and then I'm going to tell you how we can prevent them and why it was like specifically important for me, because I am 4 weeks away. Our son will be due in 4 weeks, and I'll tell you why pelvic floor exercises have been so important in my life and why it is probably very important in your life as well. So I'll start with pelvic floor exercises. What is the pelvic floor muscle? The pelvic floor muscle basically goes from your pubic bone to your coccyx bone, your tailbone, and from like side bone to side bone. I don't know what they're actually called. Like I want to say hip to hip, but basically imagine it like a seat. So it supports your bladder, your bowels, and your uterus. And if you're pregnant like me, it also supports your growing baby and your placenta. So that's a lot of things, a lot of work that your pelvic floor muscle has to do. Now the problems that can go wrong can happen for many reasons. It can be because of obesity. It can be because of your age. It can be because you're pregnant like me and you're holding, a lot more weight. It can be because of heavy lifting, medical problems throughout the years. It can be because of chronic coughing. If you have if you're a smoker and you're coughing all the time, that can cause issues. If you have had constant or like constipation issues, and you've been on the toilet a lot and straining a lot, that can also cause pelvic floor issues. So in my case, the reason why I was having major pelvic floor muscle issues is because of pregnancy and pushing and straining during childbirth, not with my first daughter, but with my second daughter. The first daughter was an emergency C-section, and the second one was regular, a VBAC, a vaginal birth after cesarean. So lots of pushing. And here's the thing, I thought that because I had been doing Kegels for so long, Kegels are another word for pelvic floor exercises. I thought that because I was doing Kegels for so many years, that for sure I was good. Like I'm like, my vagina is nice and tight. Ask my husband. Like it's always been tight. I've always done Kegels. I was doing Kegels probably from the first time I heard about Kegels was when I was like 20, maybe even younger, but let's say 20, 21. And I started doing Kegels just because I was like, hey, well, why not have a tight vagina? I don't know how tight it is. I don't know how tight it will be until I start having sex. And that didn't happen, for a while. But I was like, let me start doing them because everyone talks about keeping your vagina tight and right. And I wanted to make sure mine was. So I started doing Kegels long before I had sex, long before I got married, long before I had babies. And I've never stopped doing them. And the reason why I thought I was good is because I've been doing it for so long. So come third pregnancy, I'm pregnant with this little boy. And in my first trimester and in my second trimester, two things happened that freaked me out. Three things happened that freaked me out. One, I got some good laughter. Some of my girlfriends made me laugh so hard that I peed myself, like literally peed myself. Like I was laughing and I couldn't control it. I couldn't. Your pelvic floor muscles wrap around your um urethra, so that's how you that's your like that's the opening from your bladder to release pee. So I'm like, if I've been doing all these Kegels for all these years, there's no reason when I laugh that I should be peeing myself. Not only that, but I got sick at some point in my second trimester, and I was coughing so hard that every time I would cough I would pee myself. I mean, like every time. I had to change my underwear like 8 times a day. That's how bad it was. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to start wearing pads or panty liners because this is getting ridiculous. So that was the second thing. And then the third thing, which is so embarrassing, is I went to the Busta Rhymes concert, and my husband and I were like, you know, we were going in. I was rapping and singing. I thought I was hype. Yeah, I'm jumping up in the middle of the concert, and literally, like, I've been following Busta Rhymes since I don't know, the 90s. He's my favorite. He was the first rapper that me and my brothers were introduced to, and I was like in love with Busta Rhymes. Okay, not in love like physically, like, oh, I love him, but just like I thought he was the dopest rapper out there. So I'm at his concert. This is just in the summertime, like a couple months ago. I'm in his concert, wrapping it up, jumping, feeling nice. And not that I'm laughing or coughing or anything. I'm just in the concert rapping, and then I start, like, he starts singing "Woo Ha." Comment below if you know that song. Big tune, okay? So he's singing "Woo Ha, I got you all in check. I got the head knot to make you break your neck. Woo Ha!" And I went "Woo Ha," and "Woo Ha," the pee came out. I peed myself in the concert, public, okay? I publicly peed myself at the Busta Rhymes concert. Embarrassing, like most embarrassing moment of my life. Okay? So when this third thing happened here, I was like, oh my gosh, I just peed myself. I'm like, Tony, can you check? Do you see pee? Like, I was just embarrassed. So I said, you know what? It's crazy that I've been doing Kegels for all these years. If I'm doing pelvic floor exercises for all these years, and I haven't gone through any kind of like crazy trauma. Like, my vagina did rip when I was pushing Harmony out, but I mean, other than that, and I've healed from that, but other than that, I'm like, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to hold like this incontinence. I shouldn't be able to, like, if I'm laughing or coughing or just excited at a concert, it shouldn't be cause me to pee myself. So I started doing some research, and I started talking to my physical therapist doctor and asking, you know, what on earth am I doing wrong? I'm doing what they say to do, and this is what brings me to my point. What they say to do in order to do a correct Kegel is to, like, sit down on a toilet or a chair, a comfortable chair with your legs flat. If you're not pregnant, of course, you can lay down and then gravity's not working against you. But obviously when you're pregnant, you're not supposed to lay on your back. So you're supposed to sit comfortably, legs spread apart, comfortably, and imagine the sensation of yourself peeing on the toilet and then holding the pee. Now, you don't want to actually pee on the toilet and hold it to practice your Kegels while you're peeing. That can cause an urinary tract infection. You just want to, like, sit on a comfortable chair or an exercise ball like I am and pretend that you're peeing, and then that mid-pee, midstream, you hold it. So you clench your vagina. You clench your vagina or your vaginal muscles. You clench it, and that's a Kegel, and you're supposed to hold it for 5 seconds or 10 seconds and then slowly release it. And you're supposed to do that 3 times a day if possible. That's like the goal that they say, 3 times a day. And you're supposed to do, every time you do it, you're supposed to do it 10 times, and you're supposed to do it 3 times a day. So like breakfast, lunch, dinner, like if you were to space it out. What I learned is that that's not how you do a Kegel, a pelvic floor exercise. The way that you actually do them is concentrate on the 3, not 1, but the 3 areas in your body where there are holes, there are holes from your body's muscles, from your body's organs, from your pelvic floor organs to the outside of your body. So your vagina, let me say this right. Your bowels are one of them. Your vagina is the other one, and your urethra would be the other one. So the way that you do a pelvic, the way that you do a Kegel or a pelvic floor exercise is, or a rep, is not just focusing on pretending you need to pee and holding it. In the front, you want to pretend that you have to pee and hold it. That's one way. In the back, you want to pretend that you're trying to hold in a fart. So pretend that, oh, like if you're, whoever's watching this right now, I want you to like literally imagine the sensation of, okay, I'm sitting on the toilet about to pee or peeing, and oop, midstream I'm gonna clench and hold it in the front. So that's one of the muscles. Then two, I'm about to, oh, fart, but I want to hold it. Oop, I'm in an embarrassing public spot, so hold the fart in. And three, I'm having sex with my husband and I want to clench my vaginal muscles around his penis. Three ways, not one. So if you have been like me doing Kegels the wrong way and just clenching as if you are peeing and oop, you got to stop midstream, that is not correct. You need to do all three. You need to clench like you're holding in your pee. You need to clench in the back by your anus, your rectum, like you are holding in your fart, and you need to clench your vaginal muscles in the middle, like you're holding your husband, like you're squeezing your husband's penis. And the way that you do this is you do it slowly, not holding your breath. You definitely want to make sure you're breathing out while you're squeezing. Exhale slowly, and not only do you want to exhale slowly while you're clenching, hey Jillian, not only do you want to exhale slowly while you're clenching, but you want to count for 10 seconds and then slowly release it all so that you're not like clench, 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 release. No, you want to clench and then slowly relax the muscles. You want to do that 10 times, 3 times a day. And some women might hear this and be like, oh, let me go ahead and do that 100 times a day so I can keep my vagina nice and tight. There's something called like vaginal or pelvic floor exhaustion, where you can exercise your muscles too much and either cause tearing or cause actual incontinence issues because you've strained the muscles and put too much pressure on them. So I highly recommend, like, don't overdo it, but if you can start with doing it 3 times and then work your way to 5 times and then work your way to 10 times, and then do that 3 times a day. So I would say I just started doing correct pelvic floor exercises, correct Kegels, like 2 months ago. Yeah, 2 months ago. So when I started, I could do 3 at a time, 3 times a day. And now I'm at a point where I can do 5 at a time, 5 times a day. And my goal is to get to 10 times, 3 times a day. So I'm not trying to like overdo it or hurt myself or, you know, overwhelm myself, but that's the goal, because I want to make sure, one, I'm not peeing myself anymore. And the good thing is, since I've started doing it correctly, I haven't peed myself not once. So hallelujah, because woo, talk about embarrassing. So not only have I not peed myself, but I've also strengthened my pelvic floor exercises, so I feel a little more confident that when it comes time to push my son out, which could happen hopefully any day now, because I'm done. But yeah, which could happen any day now. When it comes to my self-confidence for that, I feel like my pelvic floor muscles are a lot stronger than they were before, because now I'm doing the correct Kegel exercises. So if you are pregnant like me, or even if you're not pregnant and you just do regular Kegels just to maintain your pelvic floor muscles for your overall personal health, comment below and let me know, have you been doing it right? Is it my bad? Am I the only person that was like, what? Shocked out of my mind that I wasn't doing it right because I wasn't doing all 3 of those things? Comment below and let me know if you were doing it properly. I would love to know. And then if there are a bunch of other things that can be done to correct pelvic floor issues, like surgeries and whatnot, but who wants to do a surgery if you don't have to? So, not to say pelvic floor exercises is like the end all and be all fix for everybody, but hey, why not try this first before resorting to surgeries, right? If you don't have to. So hallelujah that I'm okay. Hallelujah that the baby is growing healthy, strong, and well, and that I can use my pelvic floor muscles to push him out with a lot more success than I would have been able to had I been doing it wrong. I was able to push out Harmony, but hey, let's see. Maybe I'll be able to push this baby out a lot faster. See, Jillian said I've been doing them all wrong. I wouldn't do them regularly. I've tried them incorrectly. Jillian, girl, I feel you completely. I can't believe I've been doing it wrong for all these years. I feel like what a waste. And like, thank God that my vagina is like naturally just tight. But I'm like, for all those women that like suffer from the embarrassment of feeling like it's not, and you feel insecure, or you know, you just feel like doubt, like, oh gosh, does it feel to him how it feels to me? Like, is it loose? Is it, it's just, it's not a good feeling. And even in Brazil, I was just telling my husband the other day, in Brazil there are, I can't remember what the documentary said, but like it was like a astronomical amount of women that are having C-sections, like optional C-sections, optional major surgery, which is crazy because they don't want to risk having a loose vagina. And I'm like, you're gonna suffer? You're really gonna suffer all of that because, you know, you don't want to have a loose vagina? Just do pelvic floor exercises. Women should have their uterus cut out. Hold on, what does that comment say? Women should have their uterus cut out and their throats slit. I think you need to come off of this channel, sir, and report that individual for his hate speech and graphic violence. Report. Thanks.